Welcome everyone to session 3 recap video of our network game. So the surprises are coming thick and fast. You probably noticed by the title of the video, it now says that it's an 8-man game. 8 men, so it's gone from 6 men to 7 men to 8 men. We didn't even have 8 men last time round, so the word's getting out there, people are wanting to get involved. So I bet you're chomping at the bit, wanting to know what's gone on here. Let's show you. There we go. So Wayne Chester, one of the blokes that's took part in our international tournaments that we've run before, like the Euros and the World Cup, he's popped up. He's asked if he can join the game and be his beloved Nottingham Forest, his hometown club, the club that he supports. He's asked to beat them. So yeah, naturally I've said that's fine, you can come in. The only the only problem is that you'll be joining the game and your team would have played a few games already. I've told him he's had to pay his £10, all of which he was okay to do. He was more than happy, he just wanted to be part of it, take up the challenge of managing his local and favourite team. Now, originally, upon letting him in, I thought Forest are in the Premier. So I thought, brilliant, with that £10, okay, he's took on a weakish side compared to the rest of us, quite much like Jesper taking Leicester. But even so, Jesper paid his £10, Wayne paid his. And because thinking he's in the top flight, at least he has a shot at glory, albeit unlikely. And then I find out that actually Nottingham Forest got relegated and are in the Championship, as you'll see there. So they must have got relegated last season. So Wayne is playing in the division below us, and you'll see there that he's currently 13th. I'll show you how he's getting on in a bit with his fixtures and that, and transfers and things. But yeah, Wayne has joined. He's still more than happy to take over Forest and have the challenge of trying to get them back up into the top flight. Now, what we've done is we've kept Wayne's £10 aside, which he will use to join the next network game. So once this one's over and done with, Wayne will have £10 already there for him to join next season. Reason being, I can't charge him £10 because he's not going to compete in the Premier League, so there's no chance of him winning the top flight, which means he's effectively paying £10 and not having a chance of winning it. I mean, there is the domestic cup competitions that he could have clawed a bit of money back, but it's unlikely that Forest, being the division below, are going to compete. I mean, stranger things have happened, but you would probably think not. And also the fact that Forest had already been knocked out in the League Cup before he took charge, so he's effectively would have only had the FA Cup with a chance to win some money. So that's what we've done. We've basically let Wayne in to play for a bit of fun, just to play for fun, try and get Forest up, and then next season, if he wants to play on, we've got his £10 aside and we can sort that out then. So fair play to Wayne. Yeah, he's jumped in to make it an 8-man game, and yeah, just effectively playing for a bit of fun. So before we jump onto anything else, let's show you where Forest were before he took them over. So that is where Forest were, how many games they'd played before Wayne took them over. So they'd already played 4 games, they'd won 1, lost 3, so they're languishing down the bottom. And quite shocking, even though it's early days, that they're already lost 3 games. You know, they've just come down from the Premier League, they've got a decent-ish kind of squad still, and yeah, Wayne's took them on in a pretty dire situation there. So let's jump to Wayne first and see what's happened in regards to who he signed and how he's done and things like that. Bear with me. Okay, so before he joined, I'm just looking at my notes here. before he joined, so these were his signings. Solly March had already been signed by the AI manager. So, I mean, look at this. What a signing. Trossard, who's a quality player. Rodney letting him go from Arsenal there. And he's gone to Forest. That's a brilliant signing there. And for 7.5 mil as well. So, for Wayne's first signing out of his 5, he's brought in Trossard. And I mean, look at his stats. You'd expect him to tear that league apart. He's only played 5 sub appearances yet at the minute though. Wayne's not started him by the looks of it, which is a bit of a strange one from my point of view. But Wayne, that's up to him to decide, being the manager. He's signed Ephron Mason-Clark from Coventry. He's brought him in. Can play all along the front line. That was his second signing out of his 5. He's brought Tyrell Malacia in. Decent left back for that division. So Adnan's let him go from his Man United team. Started 3 games. And then he signed this guy from Wolves, Yerson Mosquera. Not bad stats at all. Decent stats for a centre back. Only started the 1 game at the minute. But yeah, Wayne has dived straight into the transfer market and filled 4 of his 5 vacant transfers. In terms of outgoings, again, I'm just going to refer to my notes. So he's let nobody out. It's the same outgoings as what it was before he took over. So everything's the same there. They were all decided before Wayne took over. Now this is an interesting one. Future transfers that was already arranged. Look at the loans. So I've loaned him 2 players. I loaned him Tosin Adebayo. I can't pronounce that, but yeah, loaned him. I'm not going to play this guy. He doesn't look Premier League quality, in my opinion. Was never going to start. Never really going to get on from the subs bench. So listed him for loan, and Wayne's coming for him. He's not started him yet, but it's a bit of depth for him. And then this is the main one. Look at this guy. You would have seen from the last video. This guy was signed by Rodney when he was Chelsea manager. Brilliant stats for a 21-year-old. Look at this. He played for Rodney last season. He banged 11 goals in 13 appearances, so he can clearly cut it at the top level. Why ain't I playing him? Well, I must be mad. I thought I'd let him go out on loan because I wasn't really planning on using him this season. Maybe if I stayed with Chelsea for another season or 2, he would play because he's clearly got the quality. But for this season, I saw him as sort of 3rd or 4th in the pecking order. So I thought, why not help Wayne out? Gives him a bit of a chance to get Forest up with the quality of these players. And you can see he scored 4 in 3 already, so he's clearly going to cut that level up down at the Championship. But here's where it's getting interesting, because in a minute we'll jump to me and you'll see that it's a mad decision for me to let him go because I'm not scoring any goals. So I could really do with this guy right now. I mean, there is a recall. I can recall him, as you'll see there. I'm not going to do it just yet. If you're watching Wayne, I can't guarantee that down the line I might have to do that if things don't improve for me. But as it stands now, you're pretty safe with this guy. And I hope he does well for you, because he has started off well. But before you see why I could probably do with him, I just want to show you the league table. So he's bulked Forest up a little bit more. So what did we say from the last thing? They'd played 4 games. So he's played 6 games in this session with Forest. He has won 3, drawn 1, and lost 2. So 1-3, drawn 1, and lost 2. So let's jump to his fixtures. So he was already out of the League Cup. He went out on penalties. So that was a bit of a gutter for him, because, I mean, we've kept his money aside anyway, as mentioned. But he is out of that competition, so he can just focus on trying to get up in the league. So sorry, I have to jump back. 4 games were played. So 1, 2, 3, That's 4 league games. So his first game was against Coventry, and he started with a bang. Nice 5-1 win there. That's the tactic he's going with. So he started with a 5-1. Then he lost to Stockport 2-1. Then he lost to Norwich, so he lost another game. Got a sending off there quite early. Then he beat Hull 2-0 with my guy scoring 2 goals for him straight off the bat. Then he drew 2-2 with Southampton. And a thriller against Swansea 4-3, which my guy scored 2 again and nearly had a hat-trick as well, had he not missed a penalty. So he missed a penalty on 36 minutes and then immediately after got another penalty and converted that one. So that's Wayne. So it's great to have Wayne on board. As I say, it's all for a bit of fun this season. Hopefully he'll get Forest up next season, and then if we continue with this save, he might even want to stick with Forest. Well, I think he probably will. And have a go with him in the top flight. But let's see if he can get them up. So we will jump to me next. Firstly, this is the table where it looks at the minute. So not everyone's yellowed out because a few people have put themselves on holiday. But obviously, you know that Arsenal are Rodney and he's smashing it up the top there. Then you got Alex with Liverpool, taking what he did with City into Liverpool. Johnny with Newcastle, doing a lot better job than I did with them. AI Man City. Jesper with Leicester doing really well. It's early days, but doing really well there in 5th. Then you got Adnan with Man United. Stuart with Tottenham, and I must mention Stuart wasn't present for this session again, and he was holidayed throughout the whole session. Not quite sure what's gone on there. Hopefully everything's alright, but yeah, Stuart can make it. So he was holidayed throughout the whole session here. He's in 9th. You're probably thinking, where the heck am I? Well, you'll see. 14th, look at that. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. 2 wins, 2 draws, 3 losses. And this is the most concerning thing. Look at this. 6 goals. 6 goals in 7 games. Conceded more than I've scored. That is miserable. And this was a problem for me at Newcastle as well. I think I'm pretty sure I went for a point where I wasn't scoring quite a few there as well. So maybe it's my tactic I need to have a look at. I have changed it a little bit. You'll see that in a bit. But 6 goals in 7 games is dreadful. And that is why you're probably thinking, why the heck have I let that guy go to Forest? I could do with him. And I mean, Marmouche, who, as you know from the last network game, I wanted to sign him, and he done really well for Rodney last season. It's 23 and 39 is a good return. He's only scored 4 there in 10. It's not good enough. It is not good enough for a £66 million buyer. So I'm obviously not doing something right with him. That's how I've gone now. Originally I was like that, so effectively I've brought the DM out and playing an attacking mid, and I've been playing Cole Palmer there. And the reason I'm playing there is because for England he's playing there and he's scoring goals, and I know England are playing minnows really, or Portugal are not a minnow, Hungary not really a minnow, Azerbaijan are. So you see Palmer scored there, so I thought, well, I'm going to give him a go there. He might be more effective than he is out on the right. He's doing okay. He's not the worst player in the team, that's for sure. But yeah, it's just the wide players really. The players out here are just not really doing it for me. And I'm changing it, I'm chopping it, I'm trying to find the right balance with it. It's not really working. But yeah, it is what it is. So in terms of anyone else, I hadn't signed anyone else in. I don't think I let anyone else out from the last video. Loans in, no. Loans out. So you know that I loaned them 2 out. There weren't no more staff in. No. What, City poached this guy off me, which was a bit annoying. Tried to get someone else as well, but the deadline screwed that up. So I should say as well, while I'm here, I've actually made a cock up, because the rules, and you might have seen that when I put it in the first video, the rules actually state you're allowed 3 loans. I've been saying that you're allowed 2. So scrap that. You're allowed 3 loans in, and the rules say that. If you go back to the previous video, number 1, you'll see that the rules clearly say it. Don't know why I was saying 2, but must have got mixed up. But yeah, you are actually allowed 3 loans in. So let's have a look what's happened here. So the last game I think I played was Ludogorets. So Arsenal was my first game of the session. I was still playing that tactic, and Rodney battered me basically. Look at that for stats. He absolutely battered me. Didn't deserve that. Didn't deserve anything from it. Then I drew with City. Should have beat them really. Conceded in the 80th minute. A bit gutted to have lost that, because that would have kick-started things on. And then what I did was probably made a mistake here. I played a weakened fringe team against Ajax. You'll see there, look. Changed it up completely, because that Brentford game in the league was must win, and I wanted my players fresh. So even though I drew, it's not the worst result in the world. A win would have been better at home against Ajax, and I dominated the game as well. So maybe that didn't pull off as best as I wanted it to. It did in terms of going into the Brentford game though, because they were fresh and I won the game. Then I lost to PSG. They had 2 players sent off. That was a gutting to have lost. PSG are a monster of a side, especially at home. But with 2 players off, you expect me to get a result there. But I didn't. And then Palace beat me. That was annoying. Pain in the arse. Then I beat Bilbao in the Champions League. Brace from Fernandes. Drew with Jesper's Leicester. That was a tense game, that one. And then went out of the League Cup. Again, I disrespected the competition really. Played a weakened team. Thought, lovely, I'll get through this still. Give the starters a rest. Paid the price. Went 1-0 up. Ended up losing 2-1. So I'm out of the League Cup. That is a chance for me to... was a chance for me to get my winnings. But yeah, I'm out of it. So while I'm here, but before I jump to other teams, I'll show you the League Cup, because there were some surprises here. So Championship derby knocked out Alex's Liverpool on penalties. So that was another big name going out beside myself and Chelsea. You had Arsenal coming out, the holders of last season, and the Premier League leaders at the minute. I think Rodney played a weakened team. He said it so himself. He disrespected the competition. Paid the price, lost 3-2 to Wrexham. That is a big shock, that one, because they're in League One. So that was worse than mine and worse than Alex's. So that's Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea all knocked out in the 3rd round. Jesper made it through with Leicester on penalty. No, sorry, he won 3-0 against Plymouth. Johnny made it through. Adnan made it through with Man United. I think the other shock was Villa going out to West Brom on penalties in a bit of a Midlands derby. So that's 4 teams going out there that are in European competitions. So that has made that really winnable now, that League Cup, for the likes of Man United. Well, you see it there. One of Man United and Newcastle are going to go out. So Adnan or Johnny, who met last season with different teams in this competition, one of them's going to fall as well. So that opens that right up. Stuart's Tottenham are still in it. Jesper's Leicester and AI Man City is still in it. So that's a big chance for one of them human players to go on and try and win that competition and get their money back. So that's the League Cup. Let's now see how the other boys are doing. So we start with Rodney. So I think that was Rodney's last. He done all of his business last season. We'll just show you his outgoings. I can't remember where it's from. I think it must have been from Trossard, but he sold them guys. He's got that one going to Sheffield. He got this bloke. I tried to get this bloke, and I think yeah, Adnan tried to get him as well, and so did Alex. Good stats, this bloke. So Adnan loaned him in for Arsenal last season, and Rodney has gone in for him this season, and he's decided to join Arsenal again for a second spell rather than one of us. So yeah, that's a good loan signing in there from Rodney. No loans out, staff in, staff out. And there his fixtures, how he's done there. I won't go through them all, just show you what he's playing tactic wise. That's his tactic. Alex is Liverpool, so same as last time, he's not signed anyone else in, and the transfer window has gone now, by the way, so we've got to wait till January before any more can come in. He got rid of Kelleher, decent keeper Kelleher in real life. It'd be a good number one for most Premier League teams, I tell you that. Nothing changed there. He's not got any loans in, none out. Jack Wilshere, Arsenal legend, brought him in as a coach. Interesting that. So that's how Alex is doing in terms of his fixtures. So from what we said last time, I'll show you in a minute anyway in terms of the Europa League. But yeah, you'll see what English teams are in there. Then Johnny's Newcastle. So he's signed, I can't remember if, I think he might have actually, yeah. So this must be the bloke. He tried to get this guy on loan, he kept rejecting it. Seems to be the case with some loans, and he's brought him in and decided I'm going to get him permanently, and he's hit the ground running straight away there. It's a good signing from Johnny. There is outgoings. So he loaned in this guy from Brighton. Doesn't look like much, but he can play all along the line, so why not? None out. Got a lot of staff in there, Johnny. Completely filling Newcastle out. And there Johnny's fixtures and results, I should say. Okay, so Jesper next. And Jesper, there is incomings. I don't think nothing's changed there. Outgoings, a lot of outgoings there. Future. He's got 3 loans in, 2 from Sheffield United and Sheffield Wednesday. Loan out. Staff in, staff out. Jesper's fixtures and results. So that's 4. Who's next? Adnan's Man United. He'd already done his 5. Malacia was the only outgoing of the session. These guys coming in. Loans in. None out. Staff in. Staff out. Adnan's fixtures and results. And then Stuart, who wasn't present for the session. Don't think nothing's changed there because he would have had his settings on as to reject all offers and don't buy people. Simon Davies got poached by Man City though. Nothing that could be done there. So Stuart wasn't present, but he's been nicked there to become assistant manager of Man City. And I can't remember where Stuart was when he finished the session, but that was basically what's happened since, and obviously he would have been holidayed for them. And then obviously myself, you'd seen already, and you've seen Wayne as well, and that is the 8 of us, I believe. So I showed you Rodney's tactics. I'll show you what Alex is playing. That's not what Alex is playing. Johnny's playing this. So different variations, which is good to see. What are we gonna do? Leicester. Jesper's playing that. Quite a narrow one, but got his 2 fullbacks there, which he must have. He must have 2 wide players somewhere in the team, as per the rules. Man United, that is what Adnan's going with. Same as last season, I think, from what he had with Arsenal. Brought him a lot of success. Stuart obviously been holidayed, but that is his tactics. So that would be his tactics, I believe. Can't remember if I showed you mine or not, but I think I did, but I'll show you again. But yeah, that is what I'm playing. And then again, we'll show you Wayne, just in case I didn't show you. I think I did. But that's what Wayne's playing. And yeah, that is Wayne's fixtures and results there. So yeah, that is how everything's going in terms of that. Let's look at the European competitions. Champions League firstly. Villa doing quite well. Carrot flying the flag for England to a degree because they're in second there. Chance to go through. United there, Adnan's United, top of the group. Juventus and Barca at the top there, as you'd expect. That's a tough group, that one though. And I'm in second, which that's a tight group. It's a very tight group. Free to play. Have to get my act in order there to try and get through. How's it going in terms of goals? So Marcus Thuram, who Adnan sold, smashing it for Leipzig. So had he made a mistake there, I could do with him. I mean, I did try and sign him, didn't I? What I would do for him now, because Marmoush ain't doing it for me. Europa League's the next one. So they come in at the second round. First round was like more the minnow sides, and then the big boys from England come in the second round. So you had Alex's Liverpool there, getting through 8-2 on aggregate. Who else are in there? Dortmund are in there. Aberdeen. Just trying to have a look here. So Rodney with Arsenal, 8-1 on aggregate. So that's Liverpool, Arsenal. I think, yep, Newcastle, 5-1. So there's 3 English teams. Is that it? That must be it. 5, 6, yeah. So, yeah, you've got Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal in the Europa League there. And the third round, you've got Vojvodina of Serbia v Liverpool, Newcastle v the Israeli Bnei Saknin, and then Arsenal v the Norwegian Molde. So they're the 3 in the Europa League there. Guy Curry's up there. So that is the European competitions. Let's show you Premier League stats. Saliba top with average rating. Haaland at the top, then Salah, then this guy who Rodney got. Look at the stats on him for a 17-year-old. Scored 4 for Italy already, so already playing for his country and smashing it. And 8 in 8 for Rodney. One hell of a signing that. This database is Maxim Tazalco, I believe, or Tomadera. He's got a hell of a player there, and at 17 he's only going to get better. Assists, De Bruyne still going strong for City there. Penalties, Ivan Toney, good conversion rate. Man of the match so far, Salah. Manager of the month, Alex and Rodney taking them. Yeah, so I think the only other thing to note really was Adnan went on holiday for the Blackburn League Cup game, so he was present for all his other games. That was the one he had to go and he holidayed for, but he got the 4-0 victory, so he'll be happy with that. I think Alex, I did make a note of these things. They're not very important, but I like to sort of do it for completion anyway. Alex was holidayed for the Aston Villa game because he had a crash. So time he come back in, the AI had already played his game, but luckily they'd used his tactics and things and team selection. But he got the 2-0 victory, and that was against Aston Villa, so that was due to a crash. Yeah, it was his tactics and things. So yeah, that was what happened there. We've already said Stuart was on holiday. So yeah, I mean, these videos are pretty samey if I'm honest, showing you the same things, but that's the purpose of them, because they're recap videos. You just want to see the important things, and yeah, that's why I give you all the rundown on certain things. But yeah, that's how the league table stands at the minute. Again, some teams like United and Tottenham, they are human player controlled. So Adnan there and Stuart there, but because they were holidayed before the save got up, that's why they're not yellow. You've seen the Championship already with Wayne. We'll show you the other leagues as we usually do, how they're getting on. That's League One. League Two. National League. And a bit of completion. National League South there. There we go. And as you know, the FA Cup, and it's just at the qualifying stages at the minute. You won't get the third round until about January, as is real life. What else is there to show? The Super Cup was played out, wasn't it? Yep, so Barcelona beat Leverkusen in the Super Cup European. They dominated that game, judging by the stats. Club World Cup, that was last season's. Nothing sorted there, but yeah, I think that's pretty much everything to show you. Again, as I say, the videos are pretty samey in terms of the recap, but as mentioned, it's just to show you how it's all going and things. And yeah, that's it. So on a personal note, not a good session at all for me. I need to find something that works and fast. Gutted to be out the League Cup, but I probably deserve it because I showed it a bit of disrespect. Champions League, obviously with changing my team against Ajax, I should have got 3 points there really by playing my strong team, but it's kind of put me in a fight now to get out. So yeah, that's put me in a bit of a fight there to get out of that group. Is what it is though. Yeah, I need to find a formula that works, or I'm going to find myself sacked before Christmas at this rate. Difficult. I don't know what I'm going to do to change it, but yeah, the game comes with challenges and you have to rise above them. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed the session 3 recap video here. This session took place yesterday, which was Sunday the 20th of April at the usual time of 7:30 p.m. We went to about 10:30 this time, so it was 3 hours worth of play. Getting through it. It was a quite slow session at start, but we got through it, and yeah, bring it on. See you soon.